Hello, 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 everyone. How is everyone doing this fine Tuesday? Glad to have you all here. FFS this market. I don't know what FFS means. Hate the fact it's pumped hard just to dump all. It's sitting at a critical juncture. Target came out with you're starting to get the warnings. You're starting to get the warnings, so we could see, but it was rolling over last night first. Has it broken the key level? Not. I will just blame Elon. That actually put me in a good mood. That's funny. Nasdaq looking super weak. By the way, thank you, Waka 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 Waka, just filling up the comments. But people possibly going bearish, and the rug pull will happen, and the markets go up. That's why I'll go over exactly how I'm looking at this morning. Okay, let's hear what George's gut says. My gut's been telling me we're rolling over since Friday, but since watching this channel, I've learned to wait and let the patterns appear. Exactly, because your gut isn't always right, and there could be the rug pull pattern. Anissa, good morning. Thank you again for being here. Patrick, good morning. Ken, good morning. Look at this. I've been waiting on the sidelines. Smart thing to do unless you have high probability setups. And there's no reason in these difficult markets, there's no reason not to spend some more time learning and being very patient. And you can always reduce your risk. Oh, for F's sake, this market. Gotcha. Oh, I'm so glad I listened to you. Well, I'm just trying to help everybody learn to navigate. There's times when the market's super easy to trade. This is not one of them. And I don't think it will be for a while. But we'll get into easy times again, and you'll be able to put all these tools you have learned to good use. Happy Tuesday, Connor. Thank you for being here. We got Chris, we got Waka, we got Connor, we got Sterling in the house, we got Ken, Patrick, and he's there. I've done my romper, stomper, bomper, boo. By the way, if you are new here, please do consider subscribing, ringing that bell, and hitting the like button. I'd really like some more people to come on and leave some comments after live streams. There's a handful of you that do it very well, and we got a lot of viewers. And please, I think if you could just say thanks for the analysis, or thanks, or good job, or you really blew it today, whatever it is, just take that 30 seconds to support the channel. April trade balance, I have that number up here. Actually came in slightly better than expected. Exports higher, imports slightly lower. So that was, but that wasn't really what was moving the market. Been watching your archived videos rather than forcing something in the market, and that's a very good thing to do, Patrick. And that's why they're just sitting up there. You can always continue to learn. Good morning, Sashi. Like and subscribe. Completely agree. So now that we've gotten all that out of the way, thank you. Thank you for the people who really do help support the channel, because if you don't want to do it through donations or anything else, at least put in some effort to help the channel. FOMC is still pretty much we're baking in. I don't need to touch that. And everybody knows we're still in negative gamma, which can amplify the up and downs. Now we've got that out of the way. By the way, I didn't see Cracker Barrel. Dave and Buster's PLAY was slightly up this morning. Those are the two I was checking in, and I didn't have the time to look exactly what Cracker Barrel was doing. By the way, I have Target up here first because they said they have excess inventory, yet they still have to raise some prices on stuff. But see, here's what I think is going to happen. And remember, I talked about we going to have that recession sooner rather than later. Consumers are already cutting back on non-essentials because food, fuel, housing, and when I don't mean housing, I don't mean you're running out to buy a new house, but people who need to rent, they've seen their rents go up, and that is lagging in the CPI. That's about a 6-month lag. So I think the core stuff's going to keep going up. The stuff you need to live is going to keep going up, but we will get some potential deflation. Like you're going to have like Target's going to blow out their excess swimsuits and everything. The stuff you don't need because you probably already have it, or you only need to buy one of them. Even if you have to buy some new T-shirts or something, you'll wait till they go on sale. You'll wait, and then you'll buy some stuff because you don't have as much discretionary income. I mean, here, over the weekend when I picked up a pizza, there was a it was 5.99 a gallon at one of the gas stations I drove past, which hurts, which definitely hurts. So Target trading lower. By the way, I just want to point something out just while I'm on Target. We got that weekly close below 62.5. We bounced off the 200. We're now retesting this low area. Could we form a double bottom potentially? But longer term, I'm expecting Target to trade at least back to 112 to possibly the somewhere in this area with the COVID lows over the next while. So definitely still major rollover patterns. Now, why does this matter? Why am I talking about Target first? Because Target, you're going to see it. Target, Walmart, even once you have Costco saying, you know what, there's some, consumers are starting to cut back. It could get very interesting. We've already had Microsoft guide lower. Now, why am I being a bit cautious? And I'll tell you exactly. We still have the potential double. We're cruising on down there. See this? We're cruising on down. Triple bottom slightly favors a continuation pattern. Why am I a little cautious? Because are we in that process where bad news equals good news? Meaning, oh, well, the Fed is going to have to go back to their pausing, the September pause. We're not going to get rates hiked that much before they're going to have to be forced to cut again. We're not going to get the quantitative tightening as much. They're going to have to start easing sooner. So are we back in that where bad news is good news the way people want to drive the markets? So how am I playing this? If we break below these lows from June 1st, 4,071.50. I'm still watching for that potential, it's not really a shake and bake, but that quick little dip down and then a reversal to try to break some stops. And then even if it targets down, I have the harmonics on here. So what's my major level? I'm focusing on 40.54. And then if we did break that 40.38, what takes me to get more of a swing trade bearish? I need the close. So if we broke down here and then closed, then we'd be a close in this double top pattern. And then I'm targeting the 40.13 area. Not ignoring the 50% run up, which comes in at 4,004, but then I'm going 39.82 and the major level will be 39.53. So nothing's changed. I'm just really going to be cautious here to make sure we don't suck in and then, oh, look, haha, the waka waka rug pull. That's what we'll call it. On a rally, little key area right now is about 40.87. We get above there. We got the top of the 1 hour rotation zone about 4,100. Then above 4,100, I'm roughly going to 41.16. We start getting above here. We have this little clear path, but we have the rotation zone. So in order for me to get really somewhat intraday bullish, I need a pretty substantial move, but I'm going to be watching to see. I bet you we retest this on the open, even try to suck some people in, then I'm going to be watching. If we break these levels and then get the little bounce and the rollover play, that's the key play for me. The bounce, the retest, and the rollover, not the first break. I'm being very, very cautious. Cannot stress that enough. And by the way, as I've talked about before, even if we come down to these lower targets, that still does not invalidate the double top, the double bottom that's put in it unless we close below that 62.5. So that's exactly what's interesting. Also, cycles on the daily now approaching the bottom. So that's why I'm being cautious. Also, we could get a little suck-in move. Why in testing also with double tops and double bottoms, the closing, by waiting for the close, yes, you do miss some trades, but there's still ways to take advantage of it intraday, but the probabilities went up drastically with the closings. That's why I stress for newer traders, wait for the close until you've really mastered the patterns. Why? Because especially these kind of key moves, you suck people in a lot and then it fakes people out. So all the people who are trying to trade the first break of this can get hurt. Not saying that's what's going to happen today. I'm being very cautious about that. Where do we sit? Let me get back to some comments. Where are we? Where are we? Sorry, I'm scrolling back up. Here we go. I feel like a bouncing ball and watching and sitting on my hands. And this is tactical trading. Tactical trading, which we've been talking about, it is like a bouncing ball. Things, again, when you can have any kind of news thing come out, when you can have slashes in earnings, when you can have guidance down, and I'm expecting more negative guidance, and that can happen any day. That's why it's tactical at this point. When everything's fine, there's blue skies, there's no clouds, it's easy. This is not easy. Good morning, Ahmed. I think uh was a 50. Yes, Royal Bank of Australia hiked more than expected. Hey, Lauren, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, that's what you were. It's Waka Waka, the Royal RBA. And that also had the effect with the overnight price action. Where do we sit now? Hey, Christoph. Isn't Target more expensive, though? Yeah, slightly more expensive. It's more expensive than Walmart. It's more expensive than Dollar Tree and Dollar General. But if you want sort of the cheaper, nicer, cheaper stuff, it's more Target. Gas in California, yeah, it's even over. I've seen over 8. Kathy will be on the news trumpeting deflation before the end of the day, and that's going to make her stocks return 50% in the next 3 months. Rich, thank you for being here. Short NASDAQ till 2300 support. We will see. Good morning, Dr. Michael. If the daily double top triggers an ES, would you stop out of the double bottom position temporarily? I'll do it. That's where you can put on a bigger hedge. So no, the way I like to do that is, okay, you can stop out then get back in if we get a reversal pattern, but I like to do a bigger hedge to the downside so that offsets any of this double bottom pattern, and then you can take advantage of the short-term down move and start unwinding that hedge as it goes lower. That's more advanced stuff. But see, the stop for the doubles doesn't technically trigger until much lower price action. You could come down and we could still get the power move higher. Which I need a daily, Christoph, a daily on this one. Based off of everything, and I've worked with these patterns for years, I need a daily trigger. I need this to get weak on the daily basis. Is now a good time to sell put and get a sign with some good value stops? Like Apple and Microsoft are not good value stocks yet. They're nowhere near good. I wouldn't be taking that play just yet. Many women prefer over Walmart on the left coast. I can definitely see that. It's a slightly higher end. You got some nicer stuff. Let's get to the NASDAQ because, again, I'm doing the same thing. Now, NASDAQ has confirmed but not triggered the double with this little push. We just had the double confirmed but not triggered. My levels, I have the harmonics on here. I'm watching 12,377 and then majors about 12,318. So that's the key levels. But again, same analysis pretty much goes as I talked about the S&P. Minor resistance now on the NASDAQ coming in. Watching for the suck-in move, though. 12,476, and then I'll be watching about 12,531. And above there, then it's back to the 25% harmonic, about 12,580 to downside. My major support is 12,313, and I know Rich is watching 12,300. The lower prices, 12,221 would be not only the 50% harmonic from this run up, but also the first target on that double. 12,112 is the second target, and third target is 12,000. The Dow, which is still holding up the best. I'm going to keep a little eye on this potential reversal pattern going in the open above about 32,712 area. But otherwise, Dow still a little off its lows. So my first target on a breakdown move will be 32,490 to 32,500. And then my major target is 32,3 90 to 32,400. You see all this cluster in here. You have a bunch of stuff right in there. If it did go down, 32,255, but I'm really focused on this first area. What would get me even a little more bullish on the Dow is if we get above 32,830. Russell's still holding up well off its lows. If it breaks a little potential reversal pattern, I might watch this going in the open above 1875. But if it starts breaking below 1867, the major area I'm focusing is 1855. The DAX still just pulling back. If that pulls back with the 14,329, still expected, almost got to the 87.5, so still going to be watching for that next push higher. Crude, by the way, what did Kramer said? Buy the pullback in all the oil stocks. That's the only pullback he's buying. I'd be careful now. That's why I've been talking about moving up the stops, because if Kramer came out with that yesterday, then this, I was watching this earlier. It's getting sloppier. I'm going to keep an eye if it does rally. It's now turning into this sloppy move with this little push lower. Second target is right here. It's actually, I have to move it back here. So that's the only thing I'm watching from the bullish side with crude. By the way, natural gas, just to point this out, we had this little double top coming down to the first target and then bouncing. I'm still going to see if this rolls over again or if it's strong enough to push higher. Just wanted to point that out. Notes, remember we talked about the return after that 62.5 to the 87.5. Harmonic right there. And now the little bounce play. So we still have this potential double in play. Really watching on a rally now with this 118.20 to see if we roll over and retest this once more. But we have completed that below the 62.5, and we do have the potential longer term double in play. Other than that, if we do break down below 117.23, the target is the most recent lows. Dollar index confirmed this double, and now looks like it's going to trigger 103.47, 103.84, 104.20 are the targets. VIX, I was looking at this earlier, and we're starting to get the up move now. And what I'm going to watch, though, is closely on this. Again, this is delayed on this platform, but on my trading platform, to see how it reacts if we do really break through those keys lows. If we break through the lows and then the VIX rolls over, it could be that fake out play. If the VIX starts really steamrolling when we break the lows, I'll watch for a bounce and then a retest and a rollover of that. By the way, Tesla down pre-market. The key support area on Tesla is back down at 685. So it's right in this 50 to 62.5. So besides that little, so many people run into this for the potential gap fill, I'm going to be really focused on this 685 level, because a close below that would then favor a return to about 642 within the next while. So that's where we sit with there. I just wanted to also point out Bitcoin, big. It's been tried to get pumped a few times. Another rollover play. Another rollover, but still in consolidation, and that's a pretty bearish sign right there. But again, nothing's changed until we get below 27.8. Ethereum, I'm really paying attention because now we have multiple bottom situations. So if Ethereum starts breaking below 1,700, it could be an early warning sign for the rest of the crypto market that we're on the next breakdown play. All right. 50% in 3 months, more like 20,000% in 3 days. Kathy's got us. Okay, we all go into art today. Let's see. Apple needs to hit 6. All right. Well, that's a little bearish. I mean, where do I get more interested in Apple? I get more interested in Apple way lower. I actually get more interested in Apple down around $100. Around $100. It still is not cheap. And if we go into a substantial recession, see, P to E, I'm still expecting this to easily test 16. Okay. So, and if we go into a recession where still food, energy, and essentials are higher priced, you don't need to upgrade to the latest phone or iPad or whatever. You can go, I can wait another year. I'll just wait for the next model. I'll just do with one I have. I need to fill up my car. One thing I've noticed is to trade the market, you have to use wider stops. Yes, you have to use wider stops. And how do you deal with wider stops? You reduce your position size. That way, if you get stopped out, you can still take the same loss. Let's say you're trading at a 1%. Well, you say, okay, for that 1% loss, if I'm going to take that 1% loss and my stop has to be farther away, I trade fewer contracts or fewer shares. Do not crowd stops in this environment. Why? Because we have more volatility and we are in negative gamma mode. And especially these kind of markets can change on a dime. You can get, and at least we don't have the Fed speak for another week and a day. You know, that they can't say anything, but another company could come out. You could have Walmart come out. You could have Costco saying, and then we could get downward price action amplified. You could have anything happen. We have other central bank stuff going on this week, too. There's going to be stuff out of the ECB. So, can anything really put a move on this at a moment's notice? Yes. If Apple hits 60, Nas will hit 7K. Well, there you go. You are welcome, Eric. I don't think this will happen. Max paying for Nas is 9K. Thoughts on Netflix in a recession? Well, that could be something again. Netflix, the only thing I'm interested in, look at this. Price to earnings has bounced back up a bit with this play. I'm watching for the longer term bottom. I'm watching now for another rollover play, but see how it reacts back down around 160. Longer term, what will that happen? Again, anything discretionary could get, they've already had pressure on their subs. So, if you have to make the choice, do I need my 5 streaming services or can I cut one? And which one do you cut? Do you watch Stranger Things season 4 and then say, I'll cut it for a while? That's where you got to get cautious. You need all the people are going to have to make tough choices with fuel and everything the way it is. Just want to check in on Microsoft. Where does Microsoft invalidate the double? Is at 258 after hitting the first target. So Microsoft down a little pre-market, but that's why, again, you have to use wider stops because it is not invalidated even with a little gap down, even with a retest of 262. Not invalidated yet. NVIDIA just slightly lower, but NVIDIA, here I'll put up the levels for NVIDIA. NVIDIA doesn't invalidate it till about 172 on a closing basis. All right. You are welcome, Jake. You are welcome, everyone. I got 3 minutes to the open. Thank you for being here. If anything major happens, I can jump on at lunch. Like if we get some major sell move or something very strange that I think warrants an update, I will jump on. Otherwise, I will see everybody after the close. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day trading. If you don't have any good setups or any good trades, sit on your hands and take it as a learning exercise. Bye for now.